she is. She needs to understand this is a phase in life. It could be a position that the man is not understanding himself either. And that's why we said women need to pray a lot for their husbands. They need to support them a lot. They need to talk to them, become friends, encourage them to understand where are you and how are you feeling about where you are, so that you can be able to work from your detour to the right path. So I believe at the end of the day, men are on a path of finding themselves. And you know, at times we say finding themselves, is it about job? You know, I would like also to ask this, because at times, and I want to address it to everybody, what do you mean by saying purpose? Is it about how much money you have brought home? Because I think that is not totally about purpose. Is it about how high ranking are you in your job? That is not it about purpose. That is not it about a man, isn't it? So, because anybody can get money anytime they can get money. But does that mean that that person is on purpose? So I think I would like to throw this again to us, and let us first of all explain it so that the viewer can flow with us. What do we mean when you're talking about this man finding his purpose? Because of course they constantly feel lost because they don't even know what this purpose is about. Yes, over to you.
Yes. Now I would want to say that in the first place, it's a society which defined these roles of a man. It's a society which defined and said the man needed to be the provider, needed to be the protector, and that a man needed to be strong. Again, it's the same society which is now changing, and we are redefining that a man also needs to be able to bond with their children, a man needs to be able to bond with their wife, a man needs to be there at home. So the man, as the society expectations change, some men are not able to cope with that change. And we know that even biologically, men are different from women. In terms of men might not have many words, may not talk a lot. They are very good at fixing things. So in the family level, we all need to really understand these differences. How can I, for example, acknowledge that my husband is good at fixing things and let him do it and acknowledge it instead of me struggling to go and fix it? How can I acknowledge that this man is a protector as well as a provider, such that even if he loses his job, he can still be able to protect us in terms of giving us support and guiding us in the family. So it's quite broad. It's a society which defined, and I must say it's not just in Africa or traditionally, even in the West. Sometimes back, the man was still the main provider, the woman stayed at home to take care of the children. That has changed. So the men also, we need to help them to change. Again, we also know that men do not seek for even counseling services or will not even seek for treatment when they are unwell. Again, that puts them at a disadvantage. So we need to open it, and it's good that we are discussing so that we can open it to the society and see how we can move forward. Yes.
Like we keep saying that it's like provider and protector. Actually, that is the main, you know, things I think so as a man they have to do. Like when I get married, my husband should be my head, and he should be the provider, and he should be the protector. It doesn't mean that I don't do anything. Of course, I'm doing my own work. But actually, I got one story. One couple, they got married, but no husband think if I get married, if my wife earns very well, I will never work. They don't think like that, right? They always think before marriage, you know, I will marry her and then I will earn very much. I will work for my family. They had a lot of dream and, you know, like determination. And when he married, and wife was a pharmacist, you know, and then she earns a lot of money. And then he keep changing his job. Beginning, he was not like that. He was a very good husband. He was earning well, but because wife is earning like well, you know, continually, like they didn't worry about that. So he wants to do this, again he changed that, and then finally he lost job. He didn't do anything. Finally. You know, I think man is like that. When man feel like he lost something, he lost, like he realized that I don't need to earn because she earns. So whatever I earn is very less compared with that. So better not to earn, you know. That is, I think man's mind is going like that. What is that?
When we are talking here, all I'm hearing, and it's going back to what we began yesterday, the society has really defined a man, and now even defining the purpose. And a man by the name Sigmund Freud said a man is a product of his environment. So you're finding a man becoming a product of this society. Yet when you look at now, the biblical understanding is that there's the purpose that God predestined for a man. Understanding the word purpose, you'll find when you make the person who made the the brush, the one to sweep, he knew this one was going to sweep. The one who made the TV set knew that this one was meant to air visions, all right, and televisions. And when God created man, he gave him a purpose. And this purpose, I concur with Jane, is where when we say, like yesterday, when a man finds his purpose, then the spouse comes into picture. It's not the fullness of it. It's like knowing where I'm heading. If he understands, like, I'm meant to go to Mombasa, then when the wife comes in, they're able to understand them Tito and Day, the journeys towards Mombasa. We cannot say that the man finding his purpose is that now he has to be the CEO of this financial company. But when he began, he knew, I've been called to do this. I love the passion to do the financing. Now, coming back to adding to what you're saying, he finds now the role of the provider. If there's something frustrating, the highest apex of a man is when he's able to provide. The lowest bottom line of a man is when he cannot provide. And when he cannot provide, and the woman is the providence factor, and like Jen said, the seasons, which we have to understand the detours of seasons. Look at what we've just seen, Bill Duke. Bill Duke started as a movie actor. Came a season where he realized he needed to rebrand himself, and he went back to school to study film. Now he came back, he's still the man before the camera and after the camera. Now for a woman who would understand his purpose, he would understand that he's going through a detour and it's bringing an addition to in the near end. And so as we go through this ever-changing seasons and cycles of purpose, the woman then is bound there to support and understand that the man is going through a journey, and he cannot, he feels frustrated when he can't provide. And when he can't provide and you provide, it's the way you treat him when you're providing that gets him to feel whether he's still the real man or he feels that he's inferiority complex. And so it's a mutual understanding, because like I said when we began, back then the man used to bring the meat, but now she's bringing the bacon.
I have something to add to that. And I think this will really assist in marriages, because, you know, so many times we look at the man has failed to do this, and the woman will say, you know, I go out to work. But I think for marriages to work and relationships to work, the lady also needs to understand the man. They also need to understand how God has created the man. The man is created to be a competitor. And the man will fight anything that's competition along his way. And when the woman brings in the money, but brings in like, you know, I have done it, what have you brought? You know, the man feels like, now you're competing with me. So many cases that we've been counseling, this is how they end up. Now the man stops providing, the man now starts eating from the wife, because in his mind he has put it, I want to finish what you have that you can rely on me. And now the women start complaining, my husband sleeps throughout the day, but she's the one who molded him that way. And so I believe, as Jasil has said, for if women would understand the mind of a man, it would be easier for the woman to work alongside with a man and understand this is a detour, it's for a season, it's not going to be forever, and still respect him. If a man is respected, he will grow.
Okay. What is my question is, okay, three of you, you've been counseling many people and you know the answers very well, and that you are keeping your life going very well, I think so. That's why you can give a lot of experience, a lot of advice to other people. What I want to know is, from the beginning you are not like that, right? You also had a lot of misunderstanding, and then you had a problem with your husband or other people. Maybe I want to listen how you overcame those misunderstandings. I mean, it's not that from the beginning you understood your husband, right?
That's true. Very true.
Like how, I want to know the process.
Yes. Okay, if I might start, for me, when I got married, a few years we enrolled in a program called Family Life Ministry, and then that's the time I really discovered, that time I was not even a psychiatrist, I was a general practitioner. That's the time I discovered that the differences between men and women, and how when a woman has problems, they put all of them together. The man segregates. You're thinking about the children who are going to school tomorrow. Him is thinking about what he's doing at that particular time. And so when I discovered all those changes, all those differences, I got to understand my husband better. Again, as you grow up together, you discover, and again, a marriage, you have to put energy. You have to keep studying, you have to keep getting help wherever you can get, so that you can get better and better. All of us, when we are getting in marriage, you come with your expectations. Well, again, the young people need to go for premarital counseling, so that you know whether the expectations you have are actually right or not.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking this is getting us a bit confused, yeah? Because I'm actually looking at it in this way. You being a man, yeah? You want to stand out in the society and show that you're a real man, that you are actually acting up to your purpose, up to your roles in the society. And it is your woman who is going to make you, most of the times, yeah? You'd realize that for a man to stand out and be a good man in the society, a man who's actually fulfilled his purpose, there has to be a woman for that to be clearly shown, right? Again, it comes out like as if us women are the ones who are actually helping you guys again lose it in the role and purpose of your society, yeah?
Let me say something about that. And I'll give from my own experience. As you said, initially, we were not at the level at which we were not counselors. And so we started very green. For us, we started while we were both working. And then my husband lost, basically, I was in ministry and had businesses, but my husband lost his job. So when he lost his job, I got into this with a traditional mindset. I knew my dad was working. He was a perfect provider. My mom was also working. So the homestead was doing fine. And here I was, I'm expecting this man to bring in everything that I require. And I started thinking, he's very lazy. I mean, why shouldn't he go and do what I wanted him to do? I'll tell him, go out and do marketing. But that was not his strength. You get what I'm talking about? And at a certain point, he started regressing. And after a while, we realized we were getting into deep conflicts. But the reason was because I was not understanding the phases that he was going through. And I realized he was not lazy, he was just not finding what to do. Because for me, I'm a go-getter. Now, later on, we went and did our masters, we did, you know, difference of women and men, now we're doing our PhDs. And at that point, we started to realize it was not about this. I came to realize my husband is a perfect organizer and manager. I didn't know that. I am not too organized. I am not too good in managing. But a lot of the things that you have built up so well is because of his strength. I may be a lot in the forefront, but the success is because there was something in him that I got to learn through the challenges, the conflicts, the quarrels, and as I also gave the marriage time to grow. And I realized he had a strength. And I believe in every relationship, the man has a strength that is still harnessed, that has not yet been released, because there's too much conflict. And if you give him too much conflict, he regresses back. When I gave him a part, and I told him, be what God has given you to be, the man said, today he's managing schools and businesses, and we thank God for that.
Oh,
I think
you know, as I listen to you, like, it doesn't mean that any relationship can be like, every relationship it's not perfect, or every relationship is imperfect. It's not like that, you know. Like, I mean, it depends on how we make it, and then how we do that. I mean, men's are depends on women. I feel like, of course, men also their doings are really important in order to change myself. Of course, if I have some problem, but as she said, you know, first understand his status exactly, and then that time naturally, automatically, she will understand him, and then they will not have a problem, you know, through their marriage life. I think you need to give a lot of advice to our single people. Our viewers are waiting for that. We want to share with you. A lot of messages are coming. I want to introduce after short break.
I'm done building my own kingdom. No more seeking worthless idols. Like sheep, we have all gone astray. We must choose this day whom we will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. We will serve the Lord. Idols raised, tear them down, 'cause we will serve the Lord. We will serve religion. No more living in deception.